Hi, I'm Sean Della Croce, and this is I Owe You an Explication, the podcast where I break down and explore the songs in my catalog and the inspiration behind them. If you're new to my music, welcome. And if you've been tuned in for a while, thank you for coming back. You can always learn more about upcoming events and releases on my website at seandellacroce.com. And be sure to use code IOU on my store to receive 10% off any purchase. That's 3 letters, IOU, for 10% off. Today we're discussing Rebecca Henry, track number 6 from my record, Illuminations. Let's get started. Let's get something out of the way right now. Rebecca Henry is not a real person. Well, she is real. She definitely exists somewhere. In fact, I've heard from an unrelated Rebecca Henry since the song has been out. But any human woman of the same name is not the Rebecca Henry of the song. She is actually 2 people. When I wrote this song in 2014, she was a philosophy major and a barista. But to you, she may be someone entirely different. I mean, you could be her.
That you drown in every day. She smells like cigarettes. She's never having kids. She doesn't know her maker's name. I wanna know who made her.
For the purpose of this song, Rebecca Henry is the most interesting woman you could ever imagine, that I could ever imagine. She smells like cigarettes. She walks on holy water. She sells her paintings. She knows the truth. You know that saying, we all put our pants on one leg at a time? She doesn't. She even puts her shoes on differently. And beneath all of this is a secret. How does she do it? Where is the Walden Pond from which her wisdom emanates? And if I could go there, would I finally become the person I'm meant to be? If she could just see me, would I exist? When I introduce this song during live shows, I like to say, the crush phase of a relationship is really the best, because you can live in a fantasy world and never be disappointed, or disappoint somebody else. That's the crux of Rebecca Henry. She gets to be everything in the world you've ever wanted, and she stays that way, as long as you never really know her.
Rebecca Henry puts her shoes on, different from me. This I know. And when she's angry, Rebecca Henry, she grits her teeth to let it show.
The great irony of Rebecca Henry is that, like many things, it's all projection. I've set out to describe an idealized person, and all I've actually done is outline my own ideals. The whole thing is a joke, really, and in some ways, the song is completely objectifying. But I think that's a feature, not a bug. For another person to be an object, you must become a subject. The relationship goes like this. I see you, therefore you are. And you are only real in the world insofar as you are real to me. We do this to animals all the time, and we also do it to other human beings. The tag at the end of the Rebecca Henry chorus turns this whole paradigm in on itself. Rebecca Henry doesn't see me, so I don't exist. The object isn't actually the object after all. She's the subject, and she decides what's real and what is fake.
She says you are, and so am I, but I have to admit, Rebecca Henry doesn't see me, so I don't exist.
One can interpret this tune simply as a big, queer crush song, and it is. But it is also my response to so much of the music I encounter where women are truly still depicted as objects and dissected into body parts with no subjectivity or consciousness. It's so old, and on some level, when I wrote this song, I thought, what if it's not, "You're looking so good in what's left of those blue jeans," but it was, "She sells her paintings to her parents and their friends." One of those images is more compelling to me than the other. But you know, I can't remember the last time I sold out a stadium.
Rebecca Henry sells her paintings to her parents and their friends. But if I had money, if I had eyes to see, she'd have my currency instead.
I'm so glad that my producer Alan Deremo got Rebecca Henry. The song lives in its own world, and it's as eclectic and nonsensical as the character at its center. Alan brought in percussion, mellotron, and a 12-string guitar to create a vibrant universe of sound that complements the lyrics perfectly. From the lone percussion performance at the outset to the swelling organ through the verses and accordion in the chorus, the song builds to a rolling boil and then cools off just in time for the conclusion. I also want to call out Molly Weaver's gorgeous harmonies in the chorus. She hops in on various lines and creates a sort of phantom voice for the character that couldn't be conveyed any other way by anyone else.
She's got a Walden pond hidden around somewhere. I'm gonna find it and make a little sense. Ask her for the time. She says you are, and so am I. But I have to admit, Rebecca Henry.
When I really think about it, this song emerged from pure curiosity, and to me, by the end, that resolves into mystery. We are all unique mysteries unto ourselves, with unlimited potential to become new. And Rebecca Henry reminds us of that fact. But that's just one side of the story, and the best thing about music is that we get to share it. So if you like Rebecca Henry, first of all, thank you. And second, why? What about this tune resonates with you? Feel free to comment on the blog post that accompanies this episode.
Rebecca Henry got for herself a degree, and now she knows the truth. I can't help but believe if I have limbs to reach, she has lungs to breathe. There are mouths to kiss like the sand and the sea.
Rebecca Henry was written by me, Sean Della Croce, produced by Alan Deremo, and recorded at Back 40 Studios in Leucadia, California. I play electric guitar. Alan Deremo plays electric guitar, acoustic 12-string guitar, keyboards, and bass. You can hear Jeff Babko on electric piano, organ, accordion, and mellotron. Adam Topol plays percussion, and Molly Weaver lends her voice. Rebecca Henry was mixed by Richard Bredice at Woodland Bredice Studios and mastered by Brent Lambert at Kitchen Mastering. This has been I Owe You an Explication. I'll see you next week when we discuss Weekdays, track number 7 on Illuminations.